following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broken everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Want to know what's going on at the D? Hit up DisruptionNetwork.net and check out our events calendar. Find out about upcoming guests, special events, concerts, show schedules, community activities, and more. Get connected at DisruptionNetwork.net.
Sports entertainment, it's the real to you, damn it, you support us your favorite. Talking name, Jay Styles, Chris Jericho, and all the greatest. Your top 5 dead or alive, the broader stages, like WrestleMania, All In and All Out. NXT takeover, what the business about. Putting fans in the stands and the millions at home, like The Rock versus Stone Cold, we're stealing the show. Wrestle Phantom Radio and Disruption Network with Dippin' Donuts. ICW, we make fanatics flipping donuts. Every time we're live in local shows and it's a bonus. We're family friendly, all the growing ups and kids can donut. We're dedicated to bringing you all the top news. Ain't no dirt sheet, this ain't rhetoric, we do not snooze. No speculation, we're just bringing them facts. Ain't no storyline of fiction when I spit on these tracks. It's Wrestle Phantom Network, Wrestle Phantom Radio. Every week's an episode, hoping we're your favorite show. Hear about your favorite pro, what's the scoop from backstage? Hear us on the podcast and go and view our fan page. Disruption Network, Wrestle Phantom Radio. Every week's an episode, hoping we're your favorite show. Hear about your favorite pro, what's the scoop from backstage? Hear us on the podcast and go and view our fan page. Disruption Network, Wrestle Phantom Radio. Every week's an episode, hoping we're your favorite show. Hear about your favorite pro, what's the scoop from backstage? Hear us on the podcast and go and view our fan page.
There we go. I figured it was something I probably did.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
We're here.
Hi.
Sound. And then I turned my headphones up and almost blew my ears out.
That'll also happen.
Yeah, that will happen. Stuart.
Garrett.
How are you?
How are you, sir?
How are you? So as everyone can see, the studio is not full of people.
Nope.
Because of the current state of the world and wrestling as well, with a lot of maybe other shows not being on. We're going to hold off doing the draft. So then, therefore, we're going to hold off on doing the Fantasy League. Sucks, because I've wanted to do it for a year and a half, and I did all this planning.
You've gone too far, Steve Carino.
Oh, well. Oh, well. It is what it is. Let's just be happy with other things.
Yes.
So, yeah, there's that.
There is that. Well, Garrett, I want to do something for you.
What's that?
I'm going to tell you, I might not have been able to draft them, but I'm going to tell you one person that was on my big board.
Shoot.
All right. It's of no surprise.
Okay.
Alistair Black.
Oh, yeah, that's not a surprise at all. So he would have been your raw pick?
Yes.
He's raw,
I don't know
right?
if he
He's
would have
still
been
raw?
first rounder, because I'm really like kind of comparing it to fantasy football, because that's all I know.
Right.
Where you really want to draft, a lot of people's mindset still is you want to draft like a running back.
Right.
Like first, maybe even second, maybe even third, load up on him.
Of course.
Whatever. Because there's always quarterbacks available. So he probably wouldn't be my first pick. Like my number one pick, or I think most people's number one pick would have to be someone that's obvious, that you know is going to be involved in storylines all the time, main events all the time.
Yeah, like a
Randy Orton or a
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns
Is going to be a good grab. You can hate the man, but he's going to win more than he's going to lose.
Yeah.
You know?
Alistair Black just so happens to be a favorite that I could logically pick like second or third or something like that.
Hey, he wins a lot.
He does win a lot, and Paul Heyman loves him, which doesn't necessarily mean anything. I'm not telling you to go draft Cedric Alexander or Ricochet, but unfortunately, they would be a good flex option, though.
Right.
God, I'm such a nerd.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely I know you're excited about the draft, man.
I really was.
Me too.
And you know what's crazy is once it was here and it would have been going, it would have been like, Garrett, it's your pick. I would have been like, because I put so much focus on building it. I
Yeah.
did not think about who to pick at all.
Yeah.
At all.
It's going to be fun when we can do it. And one thing I've been trying to do is like just, I don't know, a lot of people are doing this, I suppose. Just reach out to people, talk to them, make sure, they're okay, make them laugh, all that stuff. So I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, it's good. We got to stay positive through, all the crazy.
Yeah, that's what it was. This will eventually end, and your baby will manifest.
Yeah, I mean, if it lasts longer than we think, and it's better to then just hold off to do SummerSlam 2
Survivor Series. I got you.
So be it.
Yeah.
Then so be it. But it will be done. It's going to happen. Pandemic be damned.
Yes. And just so if anyone's watching this, I'm not really that much of a gerbophone.
Yeah.
That was just for kicks.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I think everyone gets it. I would hope they do.
Yeah. Whatever. So.
Plus you look awesome in bandanas.
I try.
Right around this area.
Yeah, I try. Stop it.
So. Yeah, so now one of the things that's definitely going on is the empty arenas thing.
Yep.
Which it's odd to watch.
It is.
But now there is news that they're still going to do WrestleMania, but it's going to be at the Performance Center.
Yep.
Like,
I'm sure there's pros and cons to this.
I'm conflicted.
I am as well.
On one hand, it's going to be weird to see the grandest stage of them all
At
on a small stage.
Yep, at the Performance Center.
In front of barely anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, at least they're trying to give you a product.
Yep.
Because if they can give you this product while everything else is just virtually shut down, then I guess that's good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're still doing weekly shows.
That's where
Yeah, it's weird to watch, but at least you get to watch wrestling. I mean, the Edge promo was awesome, I mean, he came out, he did his thing, but I mean, he had to drive 17 hours down there to do it.
See that on Twitter?
Yeah, but
in a pickup truck.
Yeah, but he did it
because he's freaking Adam Copeland.
Because he's Edge, and one of my buddies at work, who's going to be in the fantasy league, we were talking, and I was like, yeah, I mean, Edge could cut a promo on a late 90s cell phone in a bathroom, and it'd be one of the best promos you've ever seen. But it's still. It can everything be that caliber? Yeah, sure. The last man standing match you're going to watch is going to be awesome, but what about everything else? Do you think it's just going to be weird to all that wrestling, all like with no sound?
Well,
I mean, think
my concern.
Nothing.
Well, first of all, we agree with our boy Mr. Brute Van Slyke, because he posted that on Facebook as well.
I just agree with him out of safety.
Yeah. Very true. But because at least they're trying to, like, do something. I mean, come on, Dropkick Murphys just had a live concert on St. Patrick's Day yesterday. I agree that's different than doing WrestleMania, but, so I get that aspect of it. My main fear is what's going to happen to, like, because WrestleMania is usually a big thing. It's a huge weekend, not just for WWE. It doesn't make them money. It makes a lot of people
a lot of people a lot of money.
A lot of money, and now they're going to go without that money. I
mean, not that
it sucks. Like,
not that
I don't
the
have
company
kids.
Can't survive that.
Yeah, and just especially the aspect of these people, having families, and
right. Do you think it would be a smart idea for them to set up, because they have the time to set up almost like virtual audiences, like get a decent amount of smaller screens and just be like, okay, like hook up like some people get like certain passes, and it's like, okay, as long as you don't have more than this many people on our screen, you can be on the screen. You know what I mean?
If they could,
you can just be shown, and then they'd have the noise. They can be put. You know what I mean? You almost have like a virtual audience. Obviously, if everyone's being told to not gather in groups of 10, like, okay, don't have more than 8 people gathered around this camera,
it's not gonna. If you could somehow figure out a way, and I'm not saying like fake audience noise, and there's no way you could possibly do this. If there is a way to filter like crowd noise into the arena, like from people actually watching at home. Like I said, can't do it. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Because that's also my main concern. Why the matches have to have been shorter on like SmackDown and Raw.
Right.
Because, I mean, you have to talk to each other during wrestling. Sorry, not to break kayfabe or anything. So with no audience there, it makes it really hard. It's got to be like all spots.
Yeah.
Like you have to have it like memorized.
Right.
There's no real working there. So that was my original point, actually, is I fear for that.
Right.
I mean, John Cena's got a match against Bray Wyatt, and John Cena, you can hear what he's saying in a crowded arena.
Right.
So that's one of my initial.
Yeah. I mean, they'd have to, I don't know what they'd
have music playing continuously.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would be distracting to the rest. I can't imagine it would be.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It'd be just weird. Just pick all the old.
Very surreal.
All the old music and put that up.
Side note, speaking of music, just randomly thinking as I drive out here, I was listening to Lucky Boy's Confusion.
Oh, nice.
Because Throwing the Game.
Okay.
I wanted happy music.
Yeah.
Very happy music.
Yeah.
And I just thought, you know what? Child's Play came on.
Nice.
And I was like, Too Cool could have came out to this.
Yeah, they could have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I thought, like, maybe sometime in the future, depending on what the future holds here, with the world being ablaze, we should do a top 5 of just, like, picking 5 wrestlers or tag teams or whatever, and what song from an actual, like, artist we think should have been or be their theme song.
Yeah. That would be cool. That'd be a good list.
It's our show and we can do whatever we want.
That's right. That's what I say every week. So Ed Terry just asked, if they go through with an empty arena, do you think they'll still do a 15-plus match, 8-hour show?
I don't know, but I did share.
Do we know how many? Do we know what the card currently is? That's a good. I mean, that's.
As far as I know,
I appreciate that.
It's still the same card. I also didn't watch a lot of wrestling news.
Have they not
today.
Added? It's like, is Triple H gonna have his match?
Oh no, I don't think.
You know what I mean? Is he?
I think for once, Trips is not having.
A
match at WrestleMania.
Hold on, I'm actually looking up what they currently have here. But no, I definitely appreciate that question, Ed, because that wasn't even something I was thinking. Are they going to run as long? So we have, so far, and this is on CBS Sports through their WWE portal that they have.
Okay.
It says Universal Championship, Goldberg versus Reigns, Cena versus Bray Wyatt, Becky Lynch versus Baszler, Rhea Ripley versus Flair, Undertaker versus Styles, Owens versus Rollins, Edge and Randy, Zayn and Strowman.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
Wouldn't it be cool though if he finally conquered the mountain though?
Who, Zayn?
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be great. That's the only outcome I want to see is Sami Zayn beating.
He just catches him with a bunch of hell of a kicks.
I don't care. I don't want Braun Strowman to fail. I don't. I actually liked him when they were pushing him as a monster, and then they destroyed him by just feeding him to Brock. It made no sense.
And then we have in predictions. Well, this is just in predictions. Is the Sami Zayn, Braun Strowman, the Andre?
I think I heard that too,
Battle
Dan.
Royal
I heard
and the
some
women's battle royal. I mean, if they left it at that, I think they should leave it at that. I think they should do everything that's on here, including what's in the predictions. I think they should still do the battle royals if the wrestlers are comfortable with that.
If they have any segments planned where, like when John Cena came out as the Doctor of Thugonomics at WrestleMania against Elias, like just interrupt him. I think if they have any segments like that planned, you should scrap a lot of them or seriously rethink them.
Right.
Because things that you need to pander to a crowd for, not going to work without people.
Right.
You know what I mean? The wrestling matches, those can still work, and I appreciate them. Just like I appreciate all these musicians doing these like virtual shows. Awesome.
Yeah.
Keep us entertained.
Yeah, but the virtual shows is so much more different than trying to do wrestling.
I understand.
And again, I appreciate that they're trying to give us a product. That's amazing. I'm glad that they're trying to do it. Dan says that there's a rumor circulating that they were thinking about pushing it back to June at MSG, which would also be awesome.
That would be awesome. Because that would be awesome.
But at the same time, there's no guarantee that everything that's going on couldn't get worse.
Very true. I mean, I'm not going to...
I'm hoping it gets better.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm hoping it passes fast because, I don't want anyone getting sick of anything ever, and, especially passing away.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I agree, and I'm not going to talk unless just to mention, the Steve Carino, as Wrestle Talk has been putting it, the Steve Carino virus. Yeah. I won't mention the Steve Carino or talk about my opinions about that, but yeah, I hope it gets better because that would be huge to have it at MSG as like a big welcome back, to normalcy.
Would you rather have them do a smaller show, like the current show that's...
I'd rather them push it back till whenever, to be honest.
So would I.
To be.
So would I.
I mean, I appreciate it.
If they
do. Yeah. That's huge. But
if they want to keep doing weekly shows in empty arenas, that's fine. Maybe they should modify it. Maybe this is what'll push Raw back to 2 hours.
That would also be great.
And then leave it at 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there's that. The big fours need crowds.
Yeah.
The big shows, the Sunday shows, they need crowds. I'm sorry. You can pull off a weekly show in an empty arena.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, knowing everything that's going on, the guidelines coming down from the government, from everything that's going on, everyone will they can complain, whatever, let them complain. Someone is always going to complain about something no matter what. Can't please everybody.
No, this is true.
But I don't think they should actually do it until we can gather in large crowds again.
Yes. How about this? And this just came on top of my head. Because one reason he wants to not... Because doing, shows weekly, if you push WrestleMania back, then you got to keep those stories going on.
Right.
Which is difficult.
It might be.
So maybe you just... Until... Because really we should all be living right now. Our daily lives should be pretty much day by day. Because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Just sprinkle in, I'm not saying do all the WrestleMania matches, on, 1 week's worth of television through Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. But maybe, 1 week you have the Women's Battle Royal, you know, and the Braun Strowman, Sami Zayn Intercontinental title match. And then you have, a couple filler matches. 2 hours. 2 hours, and a 2 hour span. You limit out all shows to 2 hours.
If you had 3 of the big matches per show.
Yeah, and also continue on with some other matches that weren't going to be on WrestleMania to continue building storylines to the actual WrestleMania.
Right.
So you keep making new storylines while tidying these ones up.
Right.
So,
have the Fiend
like
come
NXT
out
does.
and hurt Cena.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hurt him.
Well, I'm just saying, like, look at NXT. They'll advertise, 2 weeks from now, so-and-so versus so-and-so in a steel cage.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a pay-per-view every month.
Right.
And I would imagine they're not planning any other pay-per-views right now.
Right.
I don't know. After WrestleMania.
No, I think Takeover got straight up scrapped.
Yeah,
I think it got. I'm almost 100% that it got canceled, and the ceremony, as well, obviously. So that's why. I mean, you're like the Takeover, the ceremony, it's all.
If you're gonna do it,
what do you guys think, Ed, Dan? Everyone that's watching? Like, what do you guys think that they should do? Should they just do a smaller WrestleMania in the Performance Center, or should they push it back to a later time, and do it at Madison Square Garden or any other arena, really?
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine though the pop for wrestling, just the beginning pop, if they hold off on WrestleMania, have it at MSG,
right,
and then like the pop just for the opening?
Yeah,
dude, it would be massive because New York's a really smart crowd,
right,
and it's a hub usually.
Yeah,
so other smarts coming in there. Yeah, that would be incredible.
Yeah.
I think if you just hold off on it. I mean, I'm going to be accepting of it either way, and I'm going to watch it either way.
Right.
But
as am I,
the pop at Madison Square Garden would be huge.
Yeah, just to have all of it back,
At that point, I would try to get to it. I would just look at all of our friends and be like, hey, I'm going to be 37 in June, so I'm just saying, if you guys all gather money, you can send me to WrestleMania at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
That would be sick. It'd be super. I'd be super happy. Where's this music coming from? Oh, Cars.
Street.
Sorry.
Dan says he thinks that they should push it back. It's too much of a spectacle to do it with no fans.
Agreed, Daniel.
And that's pretty much just what I said. You can do a weekly show. You can hold on a weekly show with everyone knowing what's going on. I assume that they're still going to tune in, especially, and like Z said when we were talking earlier, it's, there's nothing else on for, if wrestlers keep on putting on shows in WWE, they might end up pulling in fans that people, wrestling's stupid and fake. Well, you know what? It's the only thing to watch right now if you're into if you're into it, because no one else is doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And you can pull off a weekly show at the Performance the Performance Center with a skeleton crew.
Yep. And that's how.
And you can keep everyone's social distance away from each other like they keep on telling it,
And they
it
all starts the same way for those guys. Yeah. This is stupid. I'll watch it, I guess. Yeah. And then like 3 weeks later, they're like, "Can you believe that happened?"
I'll give it to them. It's weird, but we got to roll the punches. We can't just just go on. Ed also says push it back, but maybe have a few of the matches sprinkled over the next month. Yeah, just what Stu said. Yeah, sprinkle the matches, all throughout. And then kind of wait, kind of hold it up.
While Daniel is as brilliant in his forward thinking as he is at playing guitar. Shout out, Dan. Ed Terry is the smartest person so far just because he said the same thing I said.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're a smart man, Ed Terry.
So yeah, there's that. It's all crazy right now. It's something super surreal to see, which will.
Are they doing NXT tonight? That's how crazy the world's been. I'm not keeping up with wrestling news all that much.
I've been
stuck into wrestling news.
Real news.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
real news, real life, real stuff, everything that's going on right now is pure craziness. So
I did buy a new Xbox One X today.
I saw that in our group chat.
And one of the first things I'm downloading besides Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto 5, because essentials, let's just be serious here for a moment, is WWE 2K19, not 20. I'm not stupid.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Johnny Carnage is my creative character.
One of my favorite ones was, what was that? What was the 2K? Was it 13 or 14? It's the last one, I think, that was just on, I want to say
360. 12 or 13 with like John Cena doing the thing.
It may be. I have to go back and look.
Edge and somebody else here.
We talked about it before on a game, but it was
it was one of our top 5s.
It had the most comprehensive creative finisher.
Yeah,
the best one. Yeah, I think one time I created finishes for 8 hours.
I remember popping your tits when you lived over on Embargo, not the Blue House when you moved down for a little while. And I brought 2009 over.
Yeah.
And we played it. And you were like, creative finisher, what? And we sat there. It wasn't even for that long a time. That's all we did.
Yeah.
For like an hour and a half.
Yeah, because back in Raw 2 days, all you could create was the entrance, which I did that.
I think an entire backyard wrestling federation you created, sir.
Oh, and more.
Witnessed it.
And more.
People would come over to the house.
My dad once.
People would come over to the house, and you'd be like, "Yo, check this out. Sit down," and you would make them there.
I'd make them.
Like 15
I'd make
minutes.
them a character.
Yep.
Then I'd make them an entrance. Pick the music because I put all my music onto my Xbox.
Yep.
Oh yeah. It was ridiculous. One time
we are such nerds.
One time Adam Belanger called me, told me he was coming over with his foster brother, and I was like, "Oh, Jerry's coming over too, right?" And Adam always called Jerry. He either called him Geraldine.
Mm-hmm.
Or eventually just started calling him Lynn. And I was like, why are you always breaking his balls? Like, first off, he could kill you. He's like twice your size. And anyways, so he, and I never said that to him. So then he's like, I'll be over in 20 minutes. This is how fast I could do it. I made Jerry. Then I made him an entrance, picked the song, put the music and the fireworks to it perfectly. And right when they walked in the door, I was ready. I was like, oh, here you go. And I hit it. And as soon as it, he turned and the fireworks went up and everything went in slow-mo, the nameplate came up and it said, Lynn. And he was like, really? I'm like,
word, bro.
Gotta break your balls, bro.
Yep.
Like, what do you want? Sorry. So, that was cool. Had to go off on that tangent real quick. But yeah, it was video.
According
games.
to Ed Terry, British Bulldog's daughter heard the Hall ceremony is moving to SummerSlam. I don't have a source, so I can't say with absolute validity, but that makes sense. Because as much as the Royal Rumble is the best...
I'm glad you saw that because that's not in my feed.
I got it. As much as the Royal Rumble is everybody's favorite, to me it goes WrestleMania and then SummerSlam. SummerSlam has a special place in my heart. I love SummerSlam.
Right.
But that's like the second, If WrestleMania is the king, SummerSlam's the queen, and Royal Rumble's like the heir.
Rumble is my favorite.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Just because I love the Rumble match.
Mm-hmm.
I just do. We just, Kate has sat there with me. I think we watched like 12 of them.
We should do top 5. Man, we can just come up with top 5s during this Steve Carino virus episode here.
Yeah. Just list.
Top
we need
5.
To do that.
No, have we done top 5 Rumble winners? I think we've done top 5 Rumbles. Or have we done Rumble winners?
I don't even know. I'd have to go back and look. We've done a decent amount of top 5s at this point.
Biggest letdowns? I could do biggest letdown Rumble winners. Easy. Shinsuke Nakamura. That hurt my heart when he won. And then the whole AJ Styles... Fascinated with punching people in the nuts.
Yeah, Dan said he saw that on Twitter as well.
Thank you, guys.
So,
see, it takes a village, gentlemen.
It really does.
It takes a village, and I appreciate you.
We could just sit here and talk about wrestling, but really, we're nothing without the people making comments and getting in the conversation.
Yeah.
And
that's why we appreciate
you.
And
anyone is ever welcome to come to the show. You just gotta say the word.
And you gotta sit 6 feet away from me.
You gotta sit far away from Stu right now. Maybe come in when this is all done if you want to. I don't care. Either way, until they shut us down and tell us that we can't do anything. So.
And then we'll just start screaming, Attica, Attica.
So, what else is there?
Like I said, man, life happens so much. Like I came when I said on the phone, do a shoot from the hip type show. I mean, we're pretty laid back and we're still somewhat organized, but with everything that's been going on, are they even doing NXT tonight?
No, this is super shoot from the hip. Like this is the most,
and it might be the best show we've ever done. Just
shoot from the hip show that we've ever done. Because I had a whole,
Well, we had a frickin' draft to do.
Yeah.
In an hour. I mean, come on. Were we going to have time limits, too?
It all got next. What? No.
No time limits?
I wasn't going to do that. No, because, there was only going to be 8 people in the studio and then one on the
Skype.
On the Skype,
I think. The Skype? Come on, Garrett. Don't act 36.
On the Skype?
Jeez.
Coming through the interwebs. It would have been Tom and Mayhem.
Looks like there's going to be an NXT tonight.
So I don't know.
Triple H and Tom Phillips host tonight's NXT.
Oh, well, that'll be interesting. Wow.
Yeah, with all the stuff that's going on right now, Triple H seems like, even after taking a demotion, technically, we didn't even talk about that. It seems like he's having time of his life, like doing commentary.
He took a
Demotion, like instead of what was he, in charge of talent or whatever?
Yeah.
He's now like global talent expansion or something. And I've seen it with headlines of Triple H's or Paul Levesque's new promotion, but a lot of places really saying no, it's actually kind of a demotion. But who knows, really? He's still Triple H.
right.
No,
Does he still run NXT?
I don't know.
Because if he's not
Dude, I don't
running
even know if there's a
NXT, then I'm worried. Because NXT is his baby, and when he was calling the shots, that's what made everything better. I mean, even if you want to really look at his work versus his current work versus Vince's current work, watch 205 Live from the very beginning.
Man.
And then note the date in which Vince takes over creative on it.
Oh, yeah.
And it goes down the tube.
Because 205 Live suffered from being taped after SmackDown.
Right. That was always its problem. But it was still better when it started.
Mm-hmm.
But then once it wasn't Triple H's anymore, then that was the problem. I've always said, and I've probably said it, I don't know, 1 million times on this show, is it should be taped somewhere else, I don't see why it can't be taped at the Performance Center. Why not? It's a smaller arena. It'd be great at the Performance Center. You want to put it somewhere where you're going to get a maybe a different crowd every week. Put it at the Manhattan Center. Have someone jump off the freaking balcony into the crowd. It'd be awesome.
Pull a Sabu.
Yeah.
All right, so I looked it up, and all it says is Triple H and Tom Phillips host tonight's NXT. And it says full details, and I push it, and nothing happens. So maybe we're all just tuning in to listen to Tom Phillips and Paul Levesque talk for 2 hours.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe. It'll be interesting, but I'm definitely going to I can't tune in live, but I can I'll check it out tomorrow, definitely.
Speaking of listening to two people talk for 2 hours, I haven't watched any of these yet. Have you watched any of those Broken Skull sessions between Stone Cold?
No, I want to, but
they're an hour and a half,
right?
Or they're over an hour.
I should probably watch it to get better at this show.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, everyone's got their niche, bud. But anyways, I haven't watched any of them yet. Like, I've heard about what people have said at them, but I'm gonna go watch the one that just came out recently. The last one came out like this week. It's Stone Cold and Bret Hart.
Oh, nice.
And they focus a lot on the WrestleMania 13 submission match. So I'm definitely going to go watch that one.
Right.
That seems enticing to me.
Ed just said, rumor is he heard that there will be no matches tonight.
Really?
So that will also be...
That would be a replay show then.
It'll be interesting to watch. Because it's not like they couldn't do that. Just in the past 3 years alone, if you took Tom Phillips and Triple H... If they took you down like memory lane, and even if they took the best matches and then clipped them together, you'd have weeks worth of shows.
Yeah,
weeks.
It would actually be good for me because I mean I got into NXT later,
right?
So,
did you ever watch the?
I've gone back and watched matches, but I never went back and rewatched the episodic.
That's fine, and that's fine. But did you ever see the Kyle O'Reilly Pete Dunne match?
Yes.
That match is...
Yeah, I was watching...
That match should have been match of the year.
I was watching well before Pete Dunne.
Hands down. That match should have been match of the year. They literally could have wrestled for 48 hours. I would have watched every moment of it.
I started watching NXT when I started watching wrestling again. When I was watching the 2016 Royal Rumble and AJ Styles made an appearance, because I always watched all the big fours, no matter what.
Right.
And I was like, all right, I'm hooked.
Yeah. Yeah, it just was. You know what? It was a Rumble pulled me back in as well, and I think it was the Rumble where Reigns had to defend it.
Yeah, and then Triple H ended up winning it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then I think Isn't that the year that
I think that was 15, right?
was he then defended the belt at Roadblock on NXT Roadblock
Did he?
against what's his name? Moxley.
Oh, Dean Ambrose?
Yeah.
Brr.
You know, that I think that was the same year. So it was kind of like, oh, you knew he wasn't going to get it because he's defending the WWE Championship at NXT. You know what I mean?
I don't recall, sir.
Okay. That I think I'm remembering that correctly. It's weekly. A lot of things happen.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Once they go past a few years, you're like, when was that? You know. So yeah, there's that. There's all that. It's all this crazy stuff going on right now, man.
Yeah, and
But-
as I posted on our Facebook thing, as I said, musicians, a lot of stuff like that. Really, if you want to help them out, buy their merch. Same thing with indie wrestling. Like, if you've ever thought about purchasing a Danny Adam T-shirt,
Yep.
or I don't know, anybody.
I wish I would have thought up my merch idea for ICW earlier, because I'm getting a bunch of merch from everyone that wrestles regularly in
Are you
ICW,
talking about the wall?
and I'm gonna put it.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna put it like a thing like right here, so I can then like even pull it closer for people to see. Like, there's gonna be a taxi. There's gonna be a taxi and stuff on it.
Hail Satan!
They're there for Bishop chiming in. I already got the Danny Adam pin. I got the pin for the Dark Horse, and
I need all these pins, bro, for my jacket.
and Christina Marie. Like that, I'm gonna have like pins. I'm gonna get all of it. But I wish I had thought of it like last year, so I could have just gotten a piece of everybody's and already have it. But I've got all the stuff already, or the ones I already have. It's all just sitting there ready to go, and it's like, oh, I should have thought of it sooner. So.
It's okay.
Especially now, because then I can be like, look, this is this, and
Yeah.
go to go to these people's pages and buy their stuff. So
I'm sitting here unprepared. I should have looked up different places to go to get independent wrestling gear,
Right.
but I did not. But Google exists, and you're all stuck in your houses for the most part. So
yeah, and if you would like to buy our merch,
yeah,
go to seasonalsports.com.
word.
Go to the portal. We'll with the store portal, you'll see it. You'll find us.
And it's dope. I'm gonna buy some.
Yeah.
There's a zip up hoodie. I believe I have my eye on.
Yeah, I need to get that zip up.
Yeah.
I need to get either hoodie.
I need to get you your hoodie. Fred, Marriott, if you're listening, I know the world's crazy right now, but 1, I need to come get that sweatshirt for this man, and 2, I need to come cry in your arms.
Yeah.
And you need to tell me that everything will be
Yes,
okay.
And Bishop says buy a taxi and merch, and I'm repeating that so that Coffin doesn't show up and hit me with something.
Who's that guy?
What?
Just kidding.
Come on.
That
That is not cool.
was a nail in the coffin.
I got a little worried there for one sec. That was not cool.
It's not cool. It's not fair because everyone's a little on edge right now. I apologize, bud.
I was worried.
Oh, man.
So yeah. So speaking of all the surreal things that are going on in life, since we had to cancel
The draft.
and Stu was like, well, since this is all crazy and surreal, why don't we do surreal moments for our top 5?
Top 5. Wait, hold on. Let me count real quick in German. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Top 5. I don't know how to say top in German. I failed that with a 50 in 8th grade. But anyways,
It's fine.
yes.
So yeah, the top 5 is surreal moments in
Yep.
wrestling. And
Can I go?
if you'd like to go, that's fine.
I would love to go.
This is definitely
I seem to think that I've been going last a lot lately, and I'm always a letdown
right.
So-
Well, see, a lot of times I go last because you think of the list
because you're
and your list is better.
No,
So I want to go first.
it's never better. I'm a huge letdown to everybody.
Oh, that's just not true.
It's not true at all. I am a shining beacon of hope and light.
You should be wearing a blue ring right now. Oh, super nerd super nerd reference right there.
And blue is
If you
my
get-
favorite
if you
color,
get that-
ladies. Just so
You
you
get
know.
that.
All right, so top 5 surreal moments, and I mean, there's way more Like, I was just prattling some off before we even went on.
There's a million.
Yeah. But I went with, for one, let's just start with, first of all, how surreal is it to be watching WWF and then you're at your buddy's house and you're like 17, 18, still just a young adult, and you're like, oh, I'm going to switch it over to Channel 27, which is TNT, by the way,
Right.
expecting to see WCW, see what's going on, and it's the same thing. The WWF WCW simulcast was trippy, bro.
It was weird.
It was super weird.
It was weird.
And I'm not
Flipping
going to
back
lie.
and forth and seeing the same thing.
I'm not going to lie. I'll be a mark about it. When Shane came out and they did the whole storyline of, it says McMahon, but the name reads Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
I marked out.
I marked. You know what? I marked out too because I really thought that
I saw hope. I thought it was going to be so awesome.
I honestly thought they were going to keep WCW going just as a different, as another show.
Thanks, Buff Bagwell, Booker T, and Obama. I mean, Booker T and Buff Bagwell. Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping they were going to keep it going or do something, man. But or at least make the invasion storyline not suck, even without like the major players like Sting and Goldberg and Flair, who rightfully so sat out their guaranteed contracts.
Right.
They could have done it so much better.
They still could have done it better, but if
not have it be one force, just have people like all of a sudden they're walking, like the Rock's walking through the back and he's talking to somebody and just walks by and just stops and he looks back and there's Raven, ECW Raven, like just sitting, chilling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like stuff like that, and just do it for.
Could have been weeks and weeks of just like
slowly interjecting
all
people.
All of a sudden, there's just more and more people in the back, and then all of a sudden they're all there. If you watch, if you have the network, watch the first episode of what's the Ruthless Aggression.
Yeah, I just watched episode 5 last night.
They explain why the invasion was bad.
Yep.
Why it didn't work, and why, because you had all your biggest guys, they were sitting it out. They didn't have to. They didn't have to wrestle. They, the guaranteed contracts were guaranteed by TNT and WCW and not by WWE. That was bought, so they didn't have to wrestle. Why go and wrestle if you can sit home and make millions of dollars?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Especially for those guys that
can't blame them.
Especially for those guys that had worked for Vince before,
right?
And know how Vince. Although I think 2000 Vince is a little bit different than 2020 Vince,
right.
Less senile, and better at booking, maybe. But they had worked for Vince and they know how Vince is, like when it comes to coming back to the company.
Yeah,
so
most of the big guys
they're like, why get buried when we can just collect millions of dollars?
Right.
But on to number 2, kind of in line with the whole thing, is when Scott Hall first appeared on WCW TV.
Right.
Because that was crazy. Because until they got kind of the cease and desist order to stop doing this, he was acting like he was an invading employee of Vince McMahon.
Yep.
Until him and Nash had to say live on WCW programming that no, they weren't coming from another company, because there was actually like a whole lawsuit going on.
Yeah.
Right there. So, I mean, that was crazy because that's not how it happened. You leave WWF or WCW to go to one or the other, your whole name changes.
Right.
Your whole persona changes.
Yeah.
Unless you're Ric Flair, because you're freaking Ric Flair.
Because you're Ric Flair.
So that was crazy. Cruiserweights unmasking.
Right. That was nuts.
Yeah. Not even so much Rey Mysterio Jr., because we're talking WCW, but Juventud Guerrera.
Right.
Because I had never seen it happen, one, and I understood how much, like, they have to go back and actually lose it in Mexico, I guess, first, or have to do it, like, right afterwards.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a huge deal.
I remember when they had, I remember the actual conversation that you and I had.
Yeah. When he lost to Jericho.
Yeah.
It was Cruiserweight title versus Mask. And that was insane to me.
Yeah.
Because Juventud, that was my boy, dude. You remember?
Oh, I know.
Out of all the cruiserweights, I loved Juvi.
Yeah.
First time I saw a 450 splash.
Yeah.
Was that man right there.
By the way.
Yeah.
Apparently Bennett was doing a frog splash off of our footstool.
Good man.
And Kate goes, it was total Eddie Guerrero frog splash. And I went, you are the perfect woman. Like, just the fact that she knew Frog Splash and Eddie Guerrero, I was like, I absolutely 100% married the right woman. I was proud. I was very, very proud of her.
Good job, Kate. Good job. You're the realist. What do I got here? All right, Cruiserweights, WWF, WCW simulcast, Hall of Fame on WCW TV. RVD versus John Cena for the WWE title at One Night Stand.
One Night Stand.
Yep, that was freaking weird.
If Cena wins, we
riot.
Signs.
Oh yeah, that's where it originated from, man.
Yeah,
that was crazy. In front of John Cena, I mean, I've talked mad shit about him before. I've also loved him when he was the Doctor of Thugonomics.
Right.
You know, we've got a love-hate relationship, but applause to that man for walking into that environment and just didn't even really phase him. He was there doing work.
I don't think you can phase him. At this point in the game, you know, with how many people, it's like, and it seems that people are so, you know, bipolar on him.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you either love him or you hate him. I've always liked Cena, but when he came up, I had stopped watching wrestling. It was the same thing with, you know, like Punk got the bigger persona once I stopped watching. Everything that happened with Daniel Bryan happened when I stopped watching WWE, you know. So all these things, and it was like that like I missed, you know. So,
but we roped you back in. They roped us all back in.
Oh yeah. Every time you think you're out,
and then if
they pull you back in.
If you think that title match was surreal, the cream of the crop was when Taz, a WWF employee, defeated Mike Awesome, a WCW contracted employee, for the ECW world title on ECW TV. That was very surreal.
Right.
That's when kayfabe started meshing.
Didn't he show up on a WWE show with the title?
What's that? Awesome? Or Taz? Yeah, he did. He showed up because Paul and Vince had that working relationship or whatever.
Right. But he had the title on and he came out.
SmackDown, I think it was. And then he jobbed to Triple H as a champion versus champion match. And I believe it was either Vince or Triple H that said that was they massively regret it. I think it was Triple H. He said they massively regretted it.
Right.
Which, thank you. I think at
that point he was doing what he was told.
That's got to be one guy that I would love, that anyone would love to sit down and just talk to. Like,
oh God,
everything that he says has to be truth, like a completely truthful interview.
Right.
Like no BS, no nothing. I would love to sit down with Triple H.
If there was any chance of him getting in the studio, I'd be like, how much do you want for like 2-3 hours of interview?
Yeah.
And just sit here and pick his brain, man.
Yeah.
Oh God, it'd be awesome. And then at the end, I'd be like, can I have a job? Can we write for you?
Yeah.
We promise it'll be good.
We'll move to Florida. Once all this craziness is over with, we'll go.
We promise it'll be good.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah, that was my top five.
All right.
And it's also surreal to me that Taz came back to beat him for it because Taz actually lost it to Awesome in that triple threat match.
Right.
I forgot what ECW pay-per-view it was. And he was the first one to get eliminated. And then it was just down to Masato Tanaka and Mike Awesome.
Right.
So to come back, it's got to be like the ultimate FU.
Right. Oh, did you happen to catch anything from 205 Live? I think it was last week.
No, I haven't watched 205 Live regularly in a long time, bud.
Neither have I, but they had a bunch of NXT guys versus 205 Live guys.
Really?
Match. It was like 5-on-5, and it was awesome.
Word?
Yeah, in the Performance Center. It was a great match.
Who was? Do you remember anybody? Well,
NXT was Swerve Scott, Kushida.
Swerve Scott's been making appearances on there. Okay.
God. I'm trying to think of everybody. What's it? Tyler Breeze.
Okay.
I can't think of everybody.
That's all right. I'm going to go watch this match now.
I can't think of everybody. But it was a great match.
Great
5-on-5.
No spoilers?
And
I mean, I don't care, but do other people care? Yeah, they might care.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Just go watch it.
I'm going to.
It was a great match. It was a great, you get to see a bunch of good stuff happen. It's 5-on-5. Was it like Jack Gallagher just shined through the whole match.
Didn't he change his appearance?
Yeah, he got a bunch of tattoos. He cut his hair way shorter.
Yeah, has he
Like,
still got
it
the
w-
mustache?
I think he does, but it might be a little more trimmed. And then like, because his hair wasn't really long in the first place, but he had like big like
Yeah.
whatever that's called. It's like buzzed. It's like buzzed, and and he's got a bunch of tattoos. He looks like he's going for a whole cover thing because his whole chest is done like.
Yeah, I think I heard that he
It's
might have
weird.
he got in some hot water possibly because of the tattoos. Because you got to ask Vince like he's your father if you can get a tattoo.
Oh really?
Oh,
well, he
yeah,
got a
yeah,
bunch.
Yeah.
All right, so then on to mine.
Yes.
My number 5 was The Outsiders.
Okay.
Coming in because let's face it, it was surreal. It was crazy.
Yeah, I
And
think
as someone who didn't really watch anything on WCW, to then be like, oh my God, did you see? Like
Dude.
Scott Hall's there, Razor Ramon's on WCW.
not to interject into your top 5, but that's
No.
how I got in. Like I was into wrestling like as a little kid because of the big colorful cartoon characters, but my dad hated it, so I never really got to watch it unless I snuck it on, which wasn't very often.
Right.
But when I heard how that Razor Ramon and Diesel had gone to WCW and formed like with Hulk Hogan, they turned him into a bad guy and made like this group. I went, huh. And that's when I snuck onto the back porch and turned it on and watched. And that's literally when wrestling happened for me.
Right.
So, yeah, it
Absolutely.
was super surreal.
Absolutely. Number 4 was the streak ending.
Yeah.
The streak ending. That's, I mean, it. They show the guy's face in every time
Yeah.
that they talk about it, but that heavy set guy just going.
The streak ending guy with
Yeah.
the wide eyes.
Like that guy,
Wearing a neck shirt.
his face was everyone's whole life.
Yeah.
Like
That man, I don't even know his name. He's transcended wrestling.
he had like it's if you just shocked. If you typed in shocked into your GIF thing, I said GIF.
Scott Washburn.
I'm going to continue to say it. I don't care if it's wrong.
GIF.
This is America.
We ain't scared no beer flu.
If you type it into there, I guarantee you he's one of the first thing that comes up. I could even try it, but it was what it was. It's just like, what? He doesn't lose. It never should have happened. Even in hindsight, it still never should have happened.
He's more.
Just it should have gone. You know what he should have done is wrestled up to 20 and then not wrestled at any more WrestleManias.
Who's a wrestler that Demetrios likes? That is like he's friends with.
Other than Papadon?
Oh, Papadon. Yeah, the streak ending guy is more over than Papadon. I just need to think of something to say. No offense to
Ouch.
the man, but I had to say something that would just get under D's skin.
Yeah.
It's a new weekly thing when he's not here.
He might find you for that one.
Dude, I've said worse to him.
I know you have.
I've said way worse to him.
I know you have.
Me being a polite asshole. Continue, sir. I'm sorry.
Number 3 was the simulcast because
Okay.
that was it was the simulcast. It's crazy. Number 2 was Owen's death. Them cutting away, them coming back, the show going on. There's been a horrific accident. Da da da. Owen Hart has been severely injured, and then the next night it was like, yeah, he died.
Yep.
Because this was back before everything was on the internet. Immediately at your fingertips.
I was in an AOL chat room
Yeah.
during a wrestling one specific for that someone had created, and they said Owen Hart just fell and died, and we were all like, no, he didn't. And they're like, nah, really, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So that was purely crazy, and then number 1 is what's going on now is the empty arenas. I thought about having Owen's death at number 1, but watching this now in my adulthood it's a weird thing to see.
Oh yeah,
but the
dude.
empty arenas right now it's crazy, man.
It was really cool for
it's a surreal moment just in life in general too, and not just like that's something that's
yeah.
oh, they're pulling this off, they're doing that, they're doing this. Like the first 3 things were, planned. There were planned things to happen. Obviously, Owen falling was a complete accident and an awful tragedy. But now, the empty arenas it's a very surreal thing to see.
It was real cool for like halftime heat at 1998 with Mick Foley versus The Rock.
Right.
During halftime of the Super Bowl in an empty arena, but
Yeah. When it's planned, it's different because then they fought all over the arena and You know what? It's like I thought it was going to be cool, but I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. I'm like, they're going to fight all over, and I didn't like it as much.
Yeah.
I really didn't. And then now to see them have to do that, it sucks.
Yeah, man.
Know? And
no, you feed off that crowd, dude.
you do.
I would imagine.
You don't realize how much you do. You know, I've been in a crowd that you feed off. You're all feeding off of each other.
Mm-hmm. You're at WrestleMania, bro.
Well, yeah, that too. But I mean, I when I tell you that being in the arena when Tommy Dreamer won the 2CW championship was one of the biggest things I ever heard. I thought I was gonna the phone I had was an older phone, and when everyone went up, if I had that phone now, if you heard it wouldn't be distorted at all because this is newer phone. That phone, everyone the 300 people maybe, destroyed that microphone. You couldn't hear anything. It just sounded like crackling because so much noise was trying to be absorbed into that microphone. You couldn't hear anything. And then you hear me going, oh my God, because I'm holding it right here. You know, it was, everyone feeds off of each other. Everyone was jumping around. You know, and then, yes, obviously the same thing at WrestleMania, especially when Kofi won. Things like that, things that collectively everyone wants to see happen. You know, same thing, you know, everyone was like, you know, everyone wanted Becky to win both belts. That happened too. But Kofi was the biggest moment of that WrestleMania. Hands down, no doubt. I mean, biggest moment in WrestleMania in a long time, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. Well, yeah. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Put you on the spot, and this could also be a future top 5. But putting you on the spot right off top of your head, if there was a moment you could have witnessed in wrestling history, any moment, anywhere, where would it be? Go.
Oof.
I got mine.
Go with yours. Give me a second to mull mine over.
The pop I would have wanted to see live. Stone Cold Steve Austin beating Shawn Michaels for the title at WrestleMania 14.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't even mean that for the reference to Stone Cold, but hell's yes. I would have loved to be there for that, man.
You just talk about seeing like a pop at in any wrestling?
Any wrestling event, like something that happened, like, I don't know. When Eddie beat Brock, when what I just said, when
I think
Sting beat, even though it was awful, the ending, Sting beat Hogan at Starrcade.
I think I'd take it to. Okay. There's two that are tied. I'd want to see the WrestleMania where Eddie and
that was No Way Out, where he beat Brock.
Yeah, but Eddie and
Benoit
won.
WrestleMania 20.
Okay, where they both had the titles.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they had that moment.
Yeah, and then I'd want to see that moment.
Yeah.
Like I'd want to be there.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
But then I'd also want to see the first tables, ladders, and chairs match with the three, with the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudleys. Those are equally tied. I would want to go back and see both of those moments live with my own eyes.
Yeah. Okay.
There's that. How about create a pop right now?
Create a pop?
Yep.
How do I create a pop?
I don't know. Just think of something.
Don't I need caramel and
no, something amazing that you think would happen in wrestling right now that would just be like no, we're talking back to normal day wrestling, full crowds, all that stuff. What do you think would be the biggest thing? I know what mine is. I've said it about 20 times in this show. Mine would be number 30. CM Punk.
Oh.
In the Rumble.
Oh yeah. It loses some of its luster, I think, now. Yeah. A little bit, but let's be honest. Come on. No one knows it's going to happen somehow, and then Phil Brooks, Chick Magnet, Punk comes out. What do you have him come out to? You probably have him come out to Cult of Personality.
Cult of Personality. It'd have to, because if you just heard everyone would lose their minds.
I would just
lose it.
I'd almost say go back to his old Kill Switch theme, so a lot of people are like, huh? And then he just walks out.
Right.
And then it goes in Cult Personality. No, I don't know. Oh, man.
I don't know if you...
Okay, I got it.
Because of everything
I got it, because it's easy.
I don't know if you could create a bigger moment than that.
I can. Okay. And I'm going to preface this with something. It can't happen in Saudi Arabia. okay? And you're lying if you say you wouldn't pop for this, especially if you're in a live audience, even though it should have happened years ago. Sting, Undertaker.
I wouldn't pop for that. I would downright cry.
I would. Even now.
Cry.
Even now.
I take it now.
If you take it seriously.
I would take it now. I don't care. I don't care if they went at it with walkers.
Want to know something, actually?
It could be a walker versus wheelchair match, and I would be so happy I'd cry.
Dude, to be honest, this could be the perfect quarantine match. You want to know why?
Why?
There could be no WWE programming except for this match happening at like this specific time, and they could build, because WWE is a social media machine, they could build an Undertaker versus Sting match over a 4-week period just by putting out vignettes. And promos.
Yeah.
Like isolated promos. Never seeing each other in the ring.
Damn you for topping me. I thought that was the best one, and then you think of that? Screw you, Stu. The show is over.
Dude, I would nut. I'm sorry, because you know Sting was my boy back in the day when I was a kid, and so was Undertaker. Same with you.
That's why, okay, this is why I am not a Seth Rollins guy, is because I'm mad.
You're still mad at him.
I'm still mad at him. I'm sorry.
And by the way,
things happen,
everyone,
I'm still mad.
Everyone probably thinks I'm talking like Phenom versus Crow Sting. Nope. I want Beach Bum versus American Badass. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, we'd have to have,
Although that is the perfect, like, face heel, like, thing there would be Beach Bum versus Biker.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. But all right. Hopefully we'll be back next week. We don't know what they're doing with, where they're going to be making businesses and everything.
Be kind to each other.
You know, even if there's only 2 or 3 people in the studio, they might still tell everyone, don't do anything, don't go to work.
Yeah.
We might be out of it for a little.
Damn you, Steve Carino.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
So hopefully we will see all of you next week. We deeply appreciate everyone tuning in and
putting up with our BS
and
banter,
commenting, and you know, I honestly thought we were going to end up even ending the show early, and here we are. We've been talking for just over an hour.
Give us a live microphone. We could talk about anything.
Yeah, we really could.
But be kind to each other.
Be kind.
Say
be
talk
cool.
to your Walmart cashiers. You know, just say hi. How you doing?
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll all get through this together.
Yeah. Clean up your dog poop if you take him for a walk, please.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That's just you know, good living every day.
Wash your goddamn hands.
Yeah, wash your hands.
Don't touch your face.
Yeah, wash your hands and don't touch each other.
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully we'll see everybody next week, and we'll come up with Do you have a top 5, Stu, that you already want to you want to put out? Yeah.
You know what? Screw it. Just because it's fresh in my mind. 5 wrestlers or tag teams or whatever, or groups, stables, and put an actual song to them.
Okay.
Like that you think they could come out to.
All right. So
why not?
Okay. So your top 5 dream entrance music.
Dream themes.
Dream entrance music for wrestlers.
Yep.
Cool.
Be any song you can think of.
I am in, and I will crush that. Or my brain will overload, and I'll get a nosebleed. One of the two.
Yeah, 1, 2.
All right. So, yeah, that's our show. Like, share, comment, be kind to each other.
Later.
Sports entertainment, it's the real to you, damn it, you support us your favorite. Talking name, Jay Styles, Chris Jericho, and all the greatest. Your top 5 general live, the broader stages, like WrestleMania, all in and all out. NXT takeover, what the business about. Putting fans in the stands and the millions at home, like The Rock versus Stone Cold, we're stealing the show. Wrestle Phantom Radio and Disruption Network with Dippin' Donuts. ICW, we make fanatics flipping donuts. Every time we're live at local shows, and it's a bonus. We're family friendly, all the growing ups and kids condone us. We're dedicated to bringing you all the top news. Ain't no dirt sheet, this ain't rhetoric, we do not snooze. No speculation, we're just bringing them facts. Ain't no storyline of fiction when I spit on these tracks. It's Wrestle Phantom Network, Wrestle Phantom Radio. Every week's an episode, hoping we're your favorite show. Hear about your favorite pro, what's the scoop from backstage? Hear us on the podcast and go and view our fan page. Disruption Network, Wrestle Phantom Radio. Every week's an episode, hoping we're your favorite show. Hear about your favorite pro, what's the scoop from backstage? Hear us on the podcast and go and view our fan page. Disruption Network, Wrestle Phantom Radio. Every week's an episode, hoping we're your favorite show. Hear about What's your favorite bro? What's the scoop from backstage? Hear us on the podcast and go and view our fan page.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broken everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Want to know what's going on at the D? Hit up disruptionnetwork.net and check out our events calendar. Find out about upcoming guests, special events, concerts, show schedules, community activities, and more. Get connected at disruptionnetwork.net.